You know what's cooler than a Tesla Cybertruck? A free Tesla Cybertruck. Buckle up, because we're about to delve into how you can snag one of these amazing vehicles for free. So you've been working your socks off for years, and now you've saved up a nice little nest egg. But what if I told you there's a nifty tool you can use to keep your pile of cash and still roll in your dream ride? Well, this tool is called the stock market. Stay tuned to the end as we check in with our resident stock market oracle Simon to see how you can best invest to get your hands on this amazing Starship door wedge, absolutely free. But before we get into the nitty-gritty, we need to talk about what Einstein once called the eighth wonder of the world. According to the big brain himself, he who understands it earns it, he who doesn't pays it. Compound interest is a powerful concept in finance, which allows your money to grow exponentially over time. Unlike simple interest, which is calculated on the initial principal amount, compound interest takes into account the accumulated interest from the previous periods as well. So our money's making money, and that money's making even more money on our money that's been making money on our money's money. It's like a financial inception, but without all the confusing dream sequences. Anyway, it's a powerful force, and the longer you leave it to work its magic, the more dramatic the returns. So here's the big pile of cash you've been diligently saving to buy your dream Cybertruck. Now, instead of handing this straight over in exchange for your Tesla, how long would it take using compound interest to double the amount, allowing you to keep your $60,000 and get your Cybertruck too? Well, first we need a decent rate of return, and for that we're going to explore what the S&P 500 has to offer. This index is made up of the top 500 companies in the USA. By investing in this simple ETF fund, we get to own a little piece of Apple, Amazon, Facebook and so on. Including dividends, the S&P 500 index has returned a historic annualised average return of 11.67% since its 1957 inception. It's important to remember, however, that there's never been a single year where it's returned exactly 11.67%. As recently as 2021, the S&P 500 grew by a whopping 26.89% in a year. In 2008, however, it dropped a nerve-jangling 38.49%, its worst yearly percentage loss. The important thing to remember is that despite the fluctuations, the S&P 500 has always risen, on average by 11.67%. So let's crunch some numbers with our magical compound interest calculator to see how long it'll take you to park that eye-catching Cybertruck in your driveway while keeping that precious $60,000 where it rightfully belongs, safely tucked away in your digital wallet. Whoa, that means that if the S&P 500 returns its average 11.67% over the next 6 years, you'll be getting a Tesla Cybertruck completely free. Now you might be thinking one of two things at this point. One, the stock market's like a casino. I don't want to risk my $60,000. Or two, 6 years? That's an eternity. Can't I just throw my money into Tesla stock and watch it skyrocket? Let's address both, starting with the cautious approach. Let's put our $60,000 in the bank where it's safe and sound, growing at an interest rate of 5%. It's going to take you 15 years to double your money. And with inflation running at 3.5%, your savings are swimming against the tide. In real terms, you're only 1.5% ahead of the game. A savings account is not a feasible long-term investment strategy. Now let's talk about investing directly in Tesla stock. Since its IPO in 2010, the stock has seen an insane rise of 18,558%. That's like winning the financial lottery every year. Now I know what you're thinking. Why not throw all my life savings into Tesla and ride this money rocket to the moon? Well, slow down there, speed racer. Let's break this down. Tesla's been more up and down than a kite in a tornado. Sure, it's had some crazy gains, but it's also had dips that would make a roller coaster enthusiast jealous. This stock's so volatile, even Elon probably checks the price with one eye open. Elon's a genius for sure, but he's also one tweet away from turning Tesla stock into a real-life game of financial Jenga. One day he's boosting the stock with his electric charisma, and the next day he's tweeting that he's an alien trying to get back home and wanting to nuke Mars. In 2020, he tweeted that he thought the Tesla stock price was too high. The result? 14 billion was wiped off the company's value. You can't just pick a stock based on a hunch or a tip from your mate Dave down the pub. You've got to dig deeper and dig into the numbers. How much money's the company making? How much money's it spending? How much money's it stealing? You know, the usual stuff. You also need to take into account how market conditions and the economic environment can affect the performance of individual stocks. Is that stock you're eyeing overpriced or the bargain of a century? A high valuation might mean that investors are expecting miracles. And well, if the company can't deliver, welcome to the world of financial smackdowns. The stock market's a bit of a jungle. You've got surprises lurking in the bushes, ready to pounce and tear apart any unsuspecting company. Regulatory changes, technological twists, and the wild competition. It's like a survival game for your hard-earned cash. So how do you deal with all this uncertainty? You diversify. You spread your money across different sectors and industries, and that's where investing in the S&P 500 comes in. It's like a buffet of investing. You get a little bit of everything, and hopefully, no indigestion. So what's the best way of getting your hands on a free Tesla Cybertruck? We'll check in with Simon, the predictive tortoise, for the answer in a moment, but just quickly, if you're interested in diving into the glamorous world of investing, Robinhood's your best buddy. They've made it so easy, it's like the financial equivalent of a microwave dinner. Pop it in, press a few buttons and boom, you're in the investing game. And the best part, it's commission free. No sneaky costs hiding in the shadows. Whether you're into stocks, ETFs, or even those wild and woolly cryptocurrencies, Robinhood's got your back. And they even throw in some educational goodies to make sure you're not just blindly throwing darts at the stock board. So sign up for Robinhood and make those dreams of financial glory come true, all while sipping coffee in your pyjamas. Links in the notes below. So here we are, we've pulled up at the crossroads, and now you need to decide. What's your tolerance for risk? Which approach are you going to take to double your money? Simon, how should we be investing to snag ourselves a free Tesla Cybertruck?